So in case you didn't know, the Concacaf Champions League is back. It returns tonight. And this year is the last format before the tournament goes through another phase of evolution. There's going to be more teams from every Concacaf league. There's going to be more teams in 2024. So if an MLS team wins again next year, then that fan base can be like the Seattle Sounders fan base and say they're the first ever MLS team to win a CCL in the current format. Even though it's the same brand, even though it's the same confederation, it's just a different format from the style of tourney play. They'll still say they're the first ever MLS team to win the CCL. I guess that's just an American soccer thing. Anyways, 4 out of the 5 MLS teams start on the road in round 1. Austin will be playing against the Violette AC of Haiti in Dominican Republic. The game will not be played in Haiti for known reasons. If you don't know why, maybe you should follow Vice News on YouTube. Philadelphia. Now that Austin game is going to be tonight. Austin and Philly plays tonight. So Philadelphia plays against Alianza in El Salvador. That game will be played in El Salvador. Orlando. They're another team that plays tonight. They play against Tigres in Mexico. Tigres won the CCL in 2020. They beat LAFC to win the championship, to win the title. LAFC plays tomorrow night in Costa Rica against LD. I cannot say the full word, but lose something. I'll just say LD. LAFC plays against Costa Rican team LD, and they'll be in Costa Rica. So Austin is in Dominican Republic, Philly is in El Salvador, Orlando is in Mexico, LAFC is in Costa Rica. And this is going to be a really tough week for all these teams because as soon as these games are over, they're going to have to return back to the States to return back to MLS competition. And this is the part of MLS regular season where I don't have a problem with teams playing to tie the game. These 5 teams in particular, because they're in the middle of balancing a continental tournament with a major league regular season. So this is the point of the season where ties are okay. I don't mind seeing ties in the regular season from between March and July, because in 2 weeks from now, U.S. Open Cup starts. So it's about to get really, really busy in American soccer. And if this is your first time actually dedicating time to watching American soccer, you chose the right time. This is the right time of the year because it's about to get really, really busy. And this is another reason why I'm an advocate of expanding the roster and expanding the salary cap. So with the more players you have, you can balance things out. You can say, okay, this set of players, I will save you for CCL. Other group of players, I'll save you for US Open Cup. But I think that's what MLS is going to do with the US Open Cup. Like they did like last year. If you didn't notice, a lot of the MLS teams, they play like their B and C team. They played their next pro and next players more than the actual Major League Soccer players. And at times I didn't like it because I was thinking that they were cheating the game and they were disrespecting their opponents. But the reality of the situation is they have to. It's about preserving your best players for bigger competition. But here's the thing here. What are your priorities? Because the good thing about MLS is that you don't have to win it all. Some teams can just focus on CCL. They win the CCL, that's your national title right there. Some teams can just focus on US Open Cup. You win the US Open Cup, that's your title right there. Now, the only MLS team that will be at home in the first round is Vancouver. And they play against a Honduran team. So the expected winners of this CCL: Philly, LAFC, Tigres, Lion, or Atlas. So basically, MLS or Liga MX team is expected to win. Rightfully so. Those are the big leagues, the two of the most powerful leagues in the Confederation. They should be the favorites. I choose LAFC. I would love to see a rematch from 2020 between LAFC and Tigres. I think that would be great for TV. And hopefully LAFC and Tigres can be like a legit rivalry. I would love for these two teams to become a legit rivalry, like the same way LAFC and LA Galaxy is fierce. The same way LAFC and Seattle is fierce. LAFC Austin. I would love to see the LAFC Tigres rivalry. I would love to see that. That would be good for both leagues. And that would be good for soccer on this continent. Well, let me talk about one team that many of you won't be thinking about and won't be talking about. And that's Violette AC. Violette AC is a Haitian team. And they really beat out the odds of making it to the CCL. They weren't even expected to make it. They beat out the Dominicans, the Jamaicans. They really beat the odds. And actually, I believe it was like either 2022 CCL or 2021 CCL where another Haitian team won it all. I mean, they qualified to make the CCL, but they couldn't come because of certain sanctions, and they didn't have their visas. And last year, I basically asked Concacaf to really help this team out, to make sure this team makes it to this year's CCL with no sanctions. Help them out. Because they really do need the help. Now, I'm not going to get too much into politics. That's why I say if you don't know much about what's going on in Haiti, just follow Vice News on YouTube. Vice News, Vice TV. They'll give you all the information that you need. Now, there hasn't been any public reports about CONCACAF making sure that Violette AC got their visas, making sure all the players were safe from danger, making sure all the players were healthy and available to play. But there's no doubt in my mind that CONCACAF worked behind closed doors to make sure this team will be available to play in the Dominican Republic tonight. And for that, I say thank you, CONCACAF. Thank you. Violette AC is my Cinderella. Austin is a tough team. But in a tournament like this, where the teams don't really know each other, They haven't really studied film on each other because they're not familiar with each other. Violette AC is playing with nothing to lose because there's no expectations from them. Most people in their country probably don't even know that they're playing. What if Violette AC can beat out Austin and make it to, let's say, the semifinals? I think that would be a feel-good story for the Haitians on that team who really beat out the odds to make it to this tournament. And this is one of the reasons why I wish this CCL was really broadcasted on a major linear network like an ESPN. Because ESPN, they do a really good job of creating storylines relating to players who beat out the odds. And every person on this Haitian team has beat out the odds to play in the CCL. And this CCL could be the gateway for every Haitian player on this Violette team to get a chance to play for a Liga MX team, an MLS team, a USL Championship team, a USL League One team, or a Canadian Premier League team. Maybe an NPSL team. Maybe an NISA team. The opportunities are limitless in America. This is why we have to fight against the suppression of lower level leagues. Because everybody won't be able to play for MLS. Everybody will not be able to play for Liga MX. So you will have more opportunities to play for a USL team, an NPSL team, an NISA team, a Canadian Premier League team. So Violette AC, I don't know any of you. I don't even know any of your names. And I most likely won't be able to watch the match tonight. But one thing I say to you is that each and every one of you are making Haiti proud tonight. Because you beat the odds. You beat the odds of turmoil. You beat the odds of pain. You beat the odds of suffering. You get to enjoy playing a sport without worrying about anything. You're just going to go out there and basically like freestyle. You're just going to go out there and have fun. So that's the main thing I want you to take throughout this tournament. Whether you get eliminated by Austin in the first round, whether you happen to make it to the second round, third round, whatever. Remember one thing, Violette AC. You beat the odds. And, it would be good for an MLS team to win it all. And let's be honest, an MLS team or a Liga MX team will most likely win it. Like I said, I would love to see a rematch from 2020 in the championship between LAFC and Tigres. I would love to see how far Violette AC can go. I would love to see you make it to the semifinals and play Tigres. That is something that I would love to see. That means I hope you beat Austin. And if you beat Austin, your next opponent will most likely be Leon. I hope you beat them. And if Tigres take care of business like they're supposed to, Tigres will be in that semifinal. Now, if you meet Tigres in the semifinals, I'm not expecting you to win. I'm just have to be real about that. But I would love to see you make a Cinderella run. Regardless of what happens, Violette, just remember, each and every one of you beat the odds, and you're making your country proud.